So when connecting the shore power, make sure the lid goes into the socket and it engages. And to release the lid, push down that little trigger there. I'll lift it up so you can disengage it. Right, so whilst on shore power hookup, we switch the inverter control to charger only. We then get two lights on here. That also brings on your sockets and your immersion heater. Not on shore power and not using any power, we turn it into the off position. If we want any sockets on whilst we're travelling, turn it to the on position. That'll give us power to our television socket, any sockets for a mobile phone charging, and our microwave. And when not in use, just turn it off. So on this boat we have two gas bottles. Both are turned on an automatic switch over. Main thing is in here, emergency gas isolation valve. If you smell gas on board, come out of here, isolate it, give us a call, and we'll be with you as soon as possible. So here we have gas isolator for the hob. When it's in line, that's on. When it isn't, that's off. And gas isolator for the cooker, same goes for that. So if we turn into the on position, the igniter on the cooker does the hob, cooker and the grill. Hold the control in for a couple of seconds until we get a good gas flow and release. That's the same for the hob, oven and grill. With the grill, you'll need the door open. Obviously don't close it until that's cooled down. And then once finished, turn them off so we can't knock anything whilst travelling. Television system. Just behind the TV here we have a satellite system switch. We need to make sure that's on. We then turn our TV on and our digibox on.
England, so many dentists.
So with the satellite system, there's no adjusting of an aerial. Just press the switch there. When that isn't in use, we then turn that switch off. On the remote here we have the source button in between the channel up and the volume button. Press that and scroll down to DVD. Press OK. The DVD player is mounted in this side of the television. And once finished with the TV, just turn that off. And if the inverter isn't needed, turn that off too. Little button top left hand corner that says source. If you press that, that'll turn it on.
A singer from Her, only UK Top 20.
Press it for a couple of seconds to turn it off as well. Right, so here's our heater control switch. We have cold air circulation or warm air circulation. Before we turn that on, we adjust our temperature to what we'd like to achieve inside. Then we engage the heater. We get our little green light and our on indicator. We leave that running for a minimum of 10 minutes so it can do its startup cycle, and then any time after that you can press that and turn it off again. Right, so with the toilet controls on this boat we have two different styles of toilet. So before use we press the fill button. That'll fill the bowl up with a bit of water, and depending on what you've used the toilet for, we can either do a quick flush or a full flush. Then once the toilet's been used, we then press empty, and that will take away any waste product and any remaining water in the toilet. Whilst you're in here having a shower, because it is a wet room as well, we have a little shower switch on the door here. That will run for roughly 2 minutes, so however long you're in the shower, you might just need to press that a couple of times. You also have the shower curtain to go over the door there. So before we start up, make sure your controller is in neutral. Disengage the button at the bottom, push that forward. That will allow you to apply throttle only. We then turn the ignition to heat for 10 to 12 seconds to get a little green light illuminated there. Once we've heated it, we can then go to start. We give it a little rev, gets the batteries charging, gets your rev count working, then come back to neutral position, push your control button in. We then have forward and reverse gear. We also have bow thruster on this boat. Will only work when the engine is running. And we normally only use those for mooring up, not steering down the river. And to turn the ignition off, turn it to the 0. When your engine is running, you've got 4 warning lights here. So one is your engine temperature, one is your oil pressure, you've got battery light and battery light. So if any of the red ones come on whilst you're travelling, we need you to moor up, cut the engine out and give us a call. So here we have our water pump switch. We also have a water gauge on this side here, fill gauge at the top, and 2 toilet tank gauges. When the water gauge gets into the red, you'll want to think about getting topped up with water, and the toilet gauge is into the red, you might want to think about getting a pump out. So we have our fridge switch here, make sure you don't turn that off by accident. We have our horn, our wiper, and our canopy lights above your head.